Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. The politicians in the United States of America tell us that they don't like Ukraine hitting Russian oil refineries. For the obvious reason, because being successful in doing so, the supply of oil, on the market will be less, will diminish, will decrease. Therefore, demand being the same, if the economies are functional, then the price jumps. Simple, supply and demand. I don't think that's so. I think the Americans are not only agreeing with that, I think they're also coordinating Ukrainian attacks on Russian oil refineries. Why? Competition. For a while, yes, the price will increase, but we could maybe enter certain markets where before we didn't. The clearest example is with the Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2 pipelines and with Russian gas coming straight to the pipes to Europe. The Americans told the idiots in Europe to impose sanctions on themselves, cutting off cheap reliable Russian gas, and then buying the LNG, American LNG, at 3 or 4 prices more expensive than the Russian gas. Therefore, you pay more. Why? We entered the market and we couldn't compete before. Now we compete by eliminating competition, not by providing a better, a less expensive service or good. So the same thing here. I think they are trying to destroy the Russian supply of oil on the market, which would be less revenue. That's the argument. Less revenue for Putin's war machine, so he can't destroy us. Makes sense, right? Yes, okay. But in the meantime, where Putin is not going to be able to supply, we're going to come and help supplying. Therefore, we're going to take over and they stay out. By the time they recover, sorry, our market is right here because we made some contracts for 5,000 years from now on. This is just one dimension. So look at these 2 articles that I'm going to use here, including 2 maps, to show you a new Ukrainian attack on a Russian oil refinery. Occurred today on May 1st, 2024. So let's start with the first article, coming from New Voice of Ukraine, May 1st, 2024. Ukraine's military intelligence behind successful drone strike on Russia's Ryazan oil refinery. The successful drone attack on Russia's Ryazan oil refinery overnight on May 1st was a special operation of Ukraine's main intelligence directorate. RBC Ukraine sources reported. The attack ignited a huge fire at the factory, Russian media reported, including several videos of the alleged fire. The attack was from drones, said Ryazan Oblast Governor Pavel Malkov, who claimed that one drone had been shot down, and 15 successfully hit the refinery, I guess. Russia's defense ministry claimed that 6 Ukrainian drones were intercepted overnight. The Ryazan refinery, Rosneft largest, I will show you a aerial view of the refinery, was also attacked on March 13th. At the time, 2 primary oil processing units were rendered inoperational, Reuters reported, referencing its sources. The plant processes about 4.6% of the total volume of oil in Russia, with a significant part for export. The Ryazan refinery has an annual capacity of 117.1 million tons of oil. So, let's go and see where this Ryazan is located. Now, bear with me, this is just the first map. This is Ryazan, and here is Moscow. And let's go, and I have another map that's going to show you in the big scheme of things how they appear. So this is Ryazan, and this is the refinery right here. This big thing right there. Oil refinery. So this is the refinery that was attacked by these guys who are saying that by doing so, they will limit Putin's ability to fund its criminal war. Right? Right. All right, let's look over this map where obviously the war occurs here, or military special operation. And here is Ukraine. Ryazan is in here. So just so you know how far that is, just look at the border from, how about I disappear for a little bit, don't celebrate, I'll be back. So here is the border with Ukraine. This is Ryazan, this is Moscow, so the same distance, right there, by Moscow, I mean relative to distances, you know, taken into consideration. So here it is, or here it is. Let's go to the second article. Oh, where am I? Right here. We found Humpy Dumpy. We put him back together. Ukrainska Pravda. Wednesday, 1st of May 2024. Drones of Ukraine's defense intelligence attacked oil refineries in Ryazan and Voronezh Oblast. Source is in SSU. So let's look over the Voronezh Oblast as well. Let's go back to this map here where we have Ryazan, and it should be somewhere south of Ryazan, Voronezh, right here. So Voronezh is northeast of Kharkiv. Here it is. This is the city of Voronezh. So there were attacks on Voronezh and Ryazan. Voronezh Oblast and Ryazan, the city. Russia's Ryazan oil refinery has been attacked by drones of Ukraine's defense intelligence on the night of 30th of April and May 1st. DUI was also behind the overnight attack on the oil refinery in Russia's Voronezh Oblast. On military targets in Ryazan has been hit. There is significant damage. It was bright. The source said information about the consequences of the attack on the oil refinery in Russia's Voronezh Oblast is being gathered. Again, this is they attacked Rosneft because they couldn't compete with Rosneft. They attacked, if you remember, Rosneft big time in Deutschland über niemals. It's an economic war waged not by the Ukrainians. Yes, I see the advantage why you would like to hit the enemy's oil refineries. And when I say enemy, not Ukraine's enemy. The guys in charge of some Western countries, those are the guys who really want to take over Russia's resources. So they attack this. Russians cannot attack, let's say, British, German, French, or American oil refineries yet. But instead they destroy their cousins or their brothers' infrastructure, which are the Ukrainians. And the Ukrainians, some of them think that they fight for survival, when actually I think they fight mostly for interests that don't have the Ukrainians at heart at all. Why? They're not Ukrainians, and Ukrainians are Europeans, by the way. So it's a big problem for those guys. All right, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.